Alrighty, we should be live. Let me get my chat pulled up so I can go through and say hellos to everybody. A big thank you to everyone that showed up, and thanks for all the likes. We had, I don't even know how many, but at least 11 before the stream even started. Well, yeah, we're at 22 right now, so thank you all very much for that. Priscilla will be joining us momentarily. Hello to Scott's Aquatics, Mr. Beast Fish and Things. Thank you for showing out on FishTuber notifications. William Pridemore, DeFreeze Aquariums, Mr. Zen, V-Stag, myself, of course, Chattanooga Ed, thank you for being here. Dank Tanks, Unfiltered Aquarist, Seth Brittingham, Don Gallagher is in the building. Young Fishmaster, hello. Let's go through here. Try not to miss anybody. Chewy LTD, glad to have you, buddy. And down through here, looks like I'm not missing anybody. Fishy Fun 57, hello again to you. Nevea, welcome. Better Time Stories, hi. John Larson, welcome and hello. Big City Bettas is in the house. Hi, Amber. How are you today? And, of course, the lovely Candy Overhauls. If somebody wouldn't care to throw her GoFundMe link in the chat, I would greatly appreciate that. Not Nola Jane, thank you for coming today. Get back up here. Select Pet, hello and welcome. Jessica Taylor, hi, how are you? Frank White, welcome again. Glad to see you. Susan for SLC Aquatics. Sorry I didn't get to meet you today. I appreciate you being in here. Dragon Lair is also with us. And the Zen Ginger is dropping what has become from her the customary $1.99 super chat, or super sticker rather, with the red arrow stating she is here. So hello, Zen. Welcome to the chat, and thank you for the super sticker. Very much appreciated. Sicklets23, or Chicklets23, as Pam would say. Fishkeeper Cole, hello. Moonstone KKK. Psychedelic Hippocampus. Danikin Aquatics. I'll get to the bottom eventually. HC Aqua is with us. Let's see. Bob
Did you say Chevy Fish?
I did not. My chat jumps. Chevy Fish, hello and welcome. My apologies. Bob Kaler dropping the 99-cent super sticker. Thank you, my friend, with the cool smiley sunglasses emoji. I appreciate that. Mike with the fish tank barn is here as well. Angelo's Fish Tanks. I think I have made it to the bottom. All right. So, speak of the devil and she shall appear. I was about to say Priscilla will be joining us, and here she is. Hey, Priscilla.
Hello.
You doing all right today?
Yes. How are you guys?
Doing well. I appreciate you coming on with us.
Do you have any feedback or not?
I'm not getting anything.
Okay, awesome.
Good. So I know somebody at one point had dropped the link for her channel, but if we can drop that again, I would appreciate it. I don't know your exact number, but I know you're close on subscribers.
Yes, it's a secret.
Yes, it's a secret. She said she's not going to tell us until she gets the 1K. But I know it's really close. So if by chance someone in here is not subscribed to Priscilla, we would appreciate that. Her link will be in the chat as well as in the description if you're listening to this after the fact. So we are also going to do the remainder of the giveaways today, which is going to consist of 3 Amazon gift codes and 2 pieces of merchandise. The stipulations on those being, for the gift codes, you have to be in a country that I can send you an Amazon gift code. So if I can't send you one, then you're not eligible. A lot of places, most places, like I can go and buy one for Australia or Canada. But if it turns out that for whatever reason I cannot purchase an Amazon code to send to you, then that would disqualify you. On the merchandise for eligibility, I would like to make it global as well, on the stipulation that it's not going to be like $30, $40 to ship it. So if you're outside of the US and Canada and you want to enter, you're welcome to do so. But if I go to ship it and it's going to be like $30 to send you a t-shirt, that's just crazy. So I would message you and be like, hey, it's like $30 to ship this thing. I can't, spend $30 just on the shipping. Had a lot more people come in here as well. Chappie is in the building. Hey, Chappie, I know you're doing your 24-hour stream, which fortunately it kind of sort of, but does and doesn't interfere with yours, because I know you've got a lot of fish fam in there. Let me get my chat pulled back up, my actual chat.
There's a lot of people in chat.
There are a lot of people. And you should see the scrolling ticker on the screen there. Type hashtag more to come to enter tonight's giveaway. Thank you, Ed, for coming up with the hashtag, because there is a lot more to come from the channel, not just in giveaways, but in content as well. Punchy Paints has joined us. I almost said pants. Sand Creek Aquatics, hello. If I have missed anybody's, my apology. Just yell at me and I will say hello to you. And Mr. Zen has come in with a $20 super chat. Wow. Good morning, honey, at the Zen Ginger. Paying me to say hello to his wife. I appreciate that very, very much. Not necessary, but I love you guys. Looking forward to Aquashella so I can take you all out to dinner, because that's going to be a blast. Chewy wants to enter, but we'll donate it. That is fine. Let's see. All right. So I think we're all good. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, Priscilla, is your art. Of course, it's in your name, but a lot of people may not realize that you are, in fact, an artist, and a darn good one at that. For those of you, the thumbnail tonight, that drawing in the back was actually one of Priscilla's that I went and pulled the image off of her website. So tell us a little bit about your art, what you do, what you've got available.
Well, I always done art. It's kind of like a hobby, a passion.
Okay.
I do it when I have time to do art, of course, which I don't have a lot. So I used to sell prints on Teespring, but I had to stop doing that, on Etsy. But I had to stop doing that because the shipping was getting difficult, shipping out things when you have to work at the same time.
I can understand that. So do you have anything currently available?
Well, I do have some original art. So if you go to my website, which is PriscillaMKArt.com, there should be some original pieces up there. And I do have some prints. So if somebody wants prints, you can always email me too.
Okay.
That works.
And is that...
I will try to put them on Teespring, but I'm not too sure if I like Teespring or not, because they take a lot from...
Gotcha.
a big cut. So.
Right. Well, and like you've already got your own website and Etsy, so that, definitely is better than them taking a large percentage, especially if you can just sell off your website. And you mentioned emailing you. Is that Priscilla MK Art at gmail.com, I'm guessing?
At outlook.com.
At outlook.com. Okay. Was worth a shot there. Everything Fish, hello to you, says, what is the white fish behind me? Is that a bisher? I'm going to say it probably was. It swam off. Excuse me. But I did add the albino Senegal bisher to this tank today when I did the water change. So yeah, you can still see it. Right down there is the albino Senegal.
How much did you pay for that one?
I got her. She was much smaller. I think it was like maybe $30. It wasn't much. But I've been growing her out in another tank because I didn't want the bigger ones to chomp on her. But where she was in with the ornate bishers, they've grown so much quicker that they're actually a lot bigger than the Senegals behind me. They hadn't been causing any problems, but I figured she's big enough to move, so I just wanted to go ahead and add her in here, because eventually the four of them are getting their own tank, so I can hopefully get some breeding going.
This is one of Priscilla's t-shirts.
Yes.
From Teespring.
I love that.
And so definitely go on there. There's some sweet stuff there.
Thank you for buying that.
Oh, for sure.
Chewy says, please say thank you to Priscilla for the use of her Asian arowana for the article in the Fish Fam newsletter.
Of course, you're welcome.
So on your YouTube, I know you're hiding your subscriber count, but I think you're like within like what, 20 or 30 maybe ish. It's less than 50, isn't it?
Let me look.
It's weird because I'm used to knowing. I'm used to being able to look and going, hey, let's do this. We need X amount of people. But I think we can definitely get you there. I know you've been wanting to do it kind of on your own type of thing. but I love trying to help people out. Deborah Saunders or Sanders, hello. And Science Gal Aquatics, how are you? Glad to see you. I'm going to take a look here, make sure Nightbot's working. I did go.
I'm actually pretty much there.
That'll be awesome.
It's like a little bit more than a handful of people.
There you go. So I think that we can probably get Priscilla there, because there are some faces that are, or some names that are kind of new to my streams and new to the Fish Fam that may not have heard of you previously. So I think that we can get you there. Trying to look and see. Looks like we've got 20 eligible users. Oh, here we go. There we go. 48 eligible users so far that have typed in the hashtag. And let's look at this. Got 61 watching. So I'm going to give it about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to do the first giveaway. That'll give everybody a time to get rolling in that's been waiting or hasn't quite had the time to get in yet. And then we'll roll for one of the Amazon gift codes. Dr. Black has joined us along with AR Fish Team. Hello and welcome.
Priscilla knows a ton about saltwater too, so she knows a lot about a lot of stuff. It's pretty cool.
She does. So
I get paid to know a lot of stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, that's what I say. You work in a fish store, for those that don't know. So you get to spend all day. I say get to because, you know, I don't do it. I'm sure some people were like, no, I have to. But you're around fish all day long.
Yep. I just told somebody earlier, I was like, oh, I just spent 8 hours talking about fish, selling fish, and now I'm going to go on a live stream and spend another hour or two talking about fish.
Do you run a fish store? When you come home, do you ever get burned out? Or do you just love fish and love your guys or your fish too?
So before I started working at a fish store, I had about 20 fish tanks at home. And then about 3 months into working at the fish store, I was like, I have to narrow it down. And now I'm like down 6 tanks, but I'm setting up another tank. So it's not really working out.
It's funny how that works. Now, out of that, about how many salt do you have versus fresh?
Well, I got 1 salt, 6 fresh, but I'm setting up another salt.
Nice.
So
I'm contemplating going salt with the setup behind me and doing a reef up top, mostly zoanthids, and Fowler predator tank down below, because it's one system. It's another one of these that sits on top of.
Right. You should, and then burn a hole in your wallet with it.
Yeah. Well, my thing is with the zoanthids, I would start with really small, you know, maybe 4 or 5 polyps or heads, versus trying to buy out massive. I don't know why it hid that Mr. Zen. Sorry, it hid G'day Blackie.
But
Not
still,
sure.
I mean, even if you just buy a frac that has a few polyps on it, it's like $20-$30 a frac. You buy 20 fracs, you know.
Well, this is where it goes out to the owner of Aquatic Marine, my LFS. That's when I go to him and go, hey, you want to do that sponsorship thing that, you know, give me a hookup on some corals. Not that they don't take care of me on everything. It's a great place, but that would definitely be beneficial. I know they would help me out. We'll slap a big Aquatic Marine sticker right there on it. Your hashtag sponsored. I did a lot of salt 10 years ago, my last run through in the hobby, and I find myself every time I go to the LFS looking at the zoanthids. I just miss it. And there are so many fish that I can't put in with my my snowflake eel and my lionfish that I want to get that would be nice for a reef tank.
Right. I'm not a fan of zoanthids. Well, it's not. I mean, I do have some, but usually with the zoanthids, you get all the stuff you don't want in your fish tank.
Yeah, that is true. But I'd just like I do everything else, I'd set up a little quarantine setup and try and make sure that nothing comes in. Young Fishmaster's asking what I would do with the fish in there right now. The Vishers, I'm going to be moving out anyways. I've got a 125 that's directly in front of me that has my Caribe piranha in it. They're going to be going into my 220 gallon as soon as I get it moved here from storage. And the plan was to move them in there. I would probably stick the angelfish in there with them. So just basically transplant everything. At some point, I'll separate them so it's just the Visscher, so I can hopefully get some breeding going. But that would be the plan. So they wouldn't go anywhere. And the plecos need a larger tank anyways. Those are gibbosepps behind me. So they get much bigger. The plan is eventually, when they get to a really good size, move them in with the piranha, which for some people will sound crazy, but let me preface, or I guess not preface because I've said it, but at this point I currently have 2 8 to 10 inch plecos, common plecos, in with my piranha, and they don't have fin nips or chunks or anything like that missing. Let's see, Mr. Zen once again has popped up in the chat with a $10 super chat to say hello to Bob. It is getting expensive for Mr. Zen to say hello to people. I do appreciate that very much, sir. And again, looking forward to actually meeting you all. He's upping it from the buffet to a nice steak dinner at this point. So thank you for that. Sorry, Ed, go right ahead.
Priscilla, when you lived in Europe, were you into fish at all then, or was that just when you came to the States?
I did have a 10-gallon goldfish tank when I was like 15. And that's how it started out.
That's cool. Well, did you go to the pet stores and stuff there?
Not really. I didn't really show interest till I moved to the States.
Okay. Well, that's cool. What turned you on so much? Like what clicked?
I think after I lived here for about a year, we went to PetSmart and bought a 75-gallon, like all-in-one.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the 75-gallon Aquarium that comes with the stand, the light, the hang-on-back filter. It was like $350 or something. And I threw everything in there. I think it was guppies, platies, common pleco, all kinds of stuff you probably should not put together. And the guppies kept dying on me, and I couldn't figure out why. So I started to look it up, and I found the King of DIY first, and then I found KG Tropicals, and then I found Aquarium Co-op, and it kind of just went from there. And now I manage a fish store, and yeah.
That's
You
awesome.
gotta love that.
Right.
Chewy LTD says, how about going high tech and do brain corals at Fish Room Fever? No, I definitely don't want to go high tech. Part of what has kept me from doing more salt is having 40 aquariums. There's enough maintenance I have to do anyways. So I don't want to get into anything too technical where I'm having to do tons of dosing and constant parameter checks and monitoring. I try and keep everything as simple as possible. And I know I'll have to do a little bit more, of course, for zoanthids and whatnot. But like my saltwater tank that's running right now, there's no protein skimmer on it. There's not technical filtration on it. I run it with about 80 pounds of live rock. And it's about a 45-gallon corner tank and 2 power heads, one of which has got polyfill for polishing. But other than that, it's just lots of flow and lots of live rock. Sand Creek Aquatics coming in with the 99-cent smiley sunglasses. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that.
If people have watched Priscilla's videos, you'll know that she has some really unique fish and shrimp. Is there any, what's your next thing? Have you thought about what your next big purchase is going to be?
Well, I dumped a lot of money into corals lately.
A real pretty coral tank.
Yeah, but I'm going to set up this I have a 40-gallon oceanic cube. It's like
nice.
a show tank, and it's like really old. It has like really thick glass. And I'm going to set that up as a miniature reef. And I'm going to go full blown all the way, like nice sump with LEDs, with like colored heart plumbing, and
That would be awesome.
as nice as possible. Because I have or I had a customer that was one of my first customers, and I helped him out. I helped him set up his tank, and he broke it down because he retired, and he said he wanted to do some traveling, so he wouldn't have time for the tank anymore. And he gifted me his Kessel 360 light.
Ooh, nice.
So that kind of was like, yeah, I mean, I got a $450 light, so I might as well put it to use and set up a tank.
That's the one you were messing with on the live stream, isn't it? When you were
Yes.
okay. Yeah, that was a nice light. Sorry,
So-
I'm writing down the items I'm giving away so I can write the winners next to them so that I don't have to go back through the chat to find them.
So how do you recommend to get fish tanks? Because that was like you said, an old, thick, awesome tank, 40-gallon cube.
So
Is there?
I went to Facebook Marketplace, and it was about 2 years ago, and I wrote "in search of fish tanks."
Oh,
And I had a ton of people writing me with like, "Oh, hey, I have this thing in the garage. Come and get it."
Nice.
And then there was this pregnant lady. She was like 8 months pregnant, and she said her ex-boyfriend left this stupid tank in her house, basically, and she thinks it's leaking, and she doesn't want it. And she sent me a picture of it, and she's like, "You can just come and get it." So I went there, and I grabbed it like by myself. Had to carry it down like two flight of stairs.
Wow.
But I was like, I'm gonna go get that thing for sure. But I had that tank for 2 years now.
that's
Very nice.
genius. I never thought about saying, "Call me if you've got it at your house." You know, I'm always looking to see what's out there. This is not a Facebook, but oh my God, what's
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. There's a lot of people that used to be or had a fish tank and they failed, and that's the worst thing that ever happens. Somebody fails and they get out of it because they failed. They put it in the garage, in their basement, and it's just collecting dust. And if they come across a post saying "in search of fish tank," you know, if they happen to have one somewhere sitting around, they will message you.
And that's awesome.
that's genius.
I'm going to get caught up on the chat real quick, and then we'll do the first giveaway. Young Fishmaster has a question. Says, would you be able to put a blue gourami in with an Oscar? I would say probably until the Oscar gets big enough to eat it. There are a lot of things that I do that a lot of people probably shouldn't or wouldn't do. Case in point, angelfish with bichers and gouramis and like a hybrid tiger shovelnose red-tail cat. I wouldn't recommend that to the beginner. Could you do it? Yeah. But I would dare say sooner or later, years down the road, when that Oscar gets, 10, 12 inches, it might decide it wants to try and eat that gourami. What do you two have to say or think?
Yeah, I was going to say, Priscilla, if somebody comes into your shop and says, "I've got an Oscar, what can I put in with it?" What would you say?
I usually say another Oscar, maybe, if your tank's big enough. And I get like the top 3 fish that get brought into my store because they are too big for the tank the people have at home is Oscars, common plecos, and iridescent sharks. Or
I know.
bala sharks.
Oh, yeah.
What was that one?
Bala sharks.
Mala?
Yeah.
Yep. Do you take them or?
So I usually, like, when people come with an Oscar, it's at least like 10 to 12 inch Oscar most of the time, and they had it in a 55-gallon tank, and it just got too big and they don't want to get a bigger tank, and we usually take them, keep them in a 125, and then if somebody comes and tells us to have a 90-gallon or larger, they can buy them for an adoption fee of like $20.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've got my LFS will do something kind of like that when they get in some really big fish that they just don't have room for, can't really sell. They'll get, "Hey, I got this giant Oscar. Do you need another one?" I'm like, yeah. So that's how I ended up with my Oscars, which I love my Oscars. But Everything Fish says, I was going to get a 300-gallon fish tank for my Stingray and arowana, but it would not fit through my door. It was $1,000, and I have all the filters and stuff. I mean, that's that sucks. I'll just put it that way. When it doesn't fit through the door, I had that issue delivering appliances. People would order stuff that couldn't fit into, get to the kitchen. So I'm sorry to hear that you didn't get that set up.
That means you
Hopefully
need to
maybe
get a bigger house.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
you need a saw and some extra lumber. Thank you, Bob Kaler, for posting the GoFundMe for Candy. I'm going to try and get caught up real quick. I know there were some super chats that popped up, and I want to do this first giveaway. Let's roll through here. If it's not directly addressed to me, I'm kind of skimming but bypassing. Lots of hellos. I do want to read this one out, and then we'll come back to the thought on this. Dragon Lair says, I kept fish, parrots, and reptiles for years, so I just bought a pet store. That almost killed my desire to keep pets. And I do want to talk about that after we get past the first giveaway. And there is Redfish Bluefish chiming in with a $5 super chat. Says, James, thanks for all you do for the community. Thank you, Redfish Bluefish. That's another person that's got some amazing content that I would encourage you to check out. Thank you for what you do for the community. And thank you to the community, because that's why we're here. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be possible. So Redfish Bluefish, I do greatly appreciate that.
Is my audio good? I'm not sure if my Yeti mic here is picking my audio up or not.
Yeah, no, it's good. You've got
Sound perfect to me.
Yeah, you've got the best mic on the stream. So if the Yeti's not doing it, they're probably not hearing us either. And then Mr. Zen comes in with another $10 super chat. Thank you, sir. I think he's adding on the side order of shrimp scampi there to his steak meal for Aquashella. Says, your turn, Bob. Thank you, Mr. Zen, for that. Always appreciated. Not necessary, but I do thank you very, very much. Anyone else having trouble with glitches on the stream? If you are, let me know. I am hardwired, so you shouldn't. This is the same setup I use every single time I stream. But if there are issues, just let me know. Scroll through here. Okay, I don't see anything highlighted for me. So I'm going to run over here real quick to Nightbot, because there are some people that it has quote-unquote disqualified. And I'm assuming that it did that because it's got like a 15-minute active timeout thing. Miss Fever, I'm not going to requalify you for the giveaway. You're disqualified. That wouldn't be fair. If you want something,
nice.
If you want something, just buy it. That would be shady if I did a giveaway in my other
Give it
house.
to your wife.
Yeah, that's a little too shady. Even though it would be live and it's going to be totally random, I just don't feel like that would be appropriate.
No, it would be funny if Sen Ginger would win again.
That would be. Well, we've got 5 things we're giving away. So let me do screen share real quick. That way everybody can see it, which Nightbot's automatically going to say it as soon as it happens. But let me get that in here. Okay, so hashtag more to come. I'm going to go through here one more time just to make sure that everybody is still qualified. Nope, that's Miss Fever. We get Cody's son back on there.
Are you literally disqualifying her?
Well, she was technically already disqualified, and that's how I saw her name. But no, I'm not going to have her in it just because that would be, I don't know. I feel like that would be biased. All right, so we're going to go ahead and give this a roll. The first winner is Aquaballs. So Aquaballs, if you are here, which I think you are, let us know in the chat. And
wasn't he live a little bit ago?
I think so. I had a lot pop up when I was filming. So I don't know for sure. Okay, Aquaballs is here. If you will do me a favor, just because we have so many people, if you will send me an email to fishroomfever@gmail.com, put a keyword in there, and then after I get your email, I'm going to ask you to type the keyword in the chat after I've gotten your email. So if you'll send me an email, fishroomfever@gmail.com, I will be looking for that. I'm going to go ahead and pull that back off of here. That way we can, there we go. And while I'm waiting for that, I would like to talk about you all's thoughts on people that either purchase fish stores or go into managing fish stores, or even just going into, crazy with multi-tank syndrome or fish room fever, as I call it. and just getting worn out on it, getting overwhelmed and sometimes even leaving the hobby because they just engross themselves in it. So whichever one of you all would like to start.
What was the question?
What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention either.
Sorry, it was a long drawn out question. Basically, what are your thoughts on people that like get into managing fish stores or buy fish stores and then get burnt out? Because like we had the one person saying they had all these animals, they bought a pet store and it just burned them out. Do you think that happens a lot with people that expand, or do you think what are your thoughts on it?
So, a lot of the people that are watching here keep multiple tanks at home. And if you ever think about working at a fish store, applying at a fish store, or even like becoming a fish store manager, the one thing I can tell you is it's not the way you think it's gonna be. Because doing fish tanks or selling fish and livestock in general and dry goods is nothing like being a hobbyist when it comes down to it. I've learned, like, I took the job because I got a passion about fish keeping, but I have learned so much managing a fish store, from like learning what you can order, what you shouldn't be ordering, how to keep things alive. That's like the main focus in a fish store. It's not like when you have a tank at home, you try to put together what you like and you try to make it look as nice as possible. In a fish store, it's more about, I need variety of things. Even if it's something I don't like, people might still like it. And every fish is different, and every fish comes from a different place, has different requirements, needs different type of medications. So it's much more learning about every single fish species than just about the stuff you like when it comes down to it.
All right. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Real quick, I just would say, Aquaballs, if you will type in the chat what you just sent me an email, that way I can confirm with you, because I don't want somebody to get your gift code.
I never owned or ran or worked in a fish store in my life. I would have loved to, but I did own and run a photography studio for a long time, and all I did was take photos nonstop, or I was in the dark room nonstop working, and it just consumed my whole life. And I got from a point where I used to love going on vacations and taking photos to going on vacations and not touching a camera. And I don't know if that would apply at all to the fish hobby, but that's what happened to me. It's like I loved it so much, then I got consumed with it, and then I just hated it. And as soon as I sold my studio, and I sold my studio to a trucking company, they just wanted the land, but it was still, I felt like I sold it, and they gave me a great price for it, so it was fair. I loved photography again. I went to Cancun and I took 30 rolls of film just because I loved it again. So,
well, the thing is, at the fish store, like for us as an example, we have about 100 fish tanks in the fish store. And our smallest tank is a 40 breeder. So we don't even have like small tanks. And I wish I had the time. I could go look at every fish tank every day for 5 minutes. But I do not have the time to do that.
Right.
So I don't really enjoy the fish as much as I enjoy my aquarium at home, where I can just sit down and look at it for half an hour. It's a little bit different if you work in a fish store. And then on top of that, the customers, I wish every customer that comes in the store will be like people like here in the community, people like you guys are, but that's not the case. So it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Well, I got another question. You mind if I do a follow-up? Okay, you don't get to spend 5 minutes at each one, but is there ever a fish that you kind of fall in love with at the store? And then when they get bought, you kind of go, oh, I'm gonna miss Jock
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
that has happened before. Like some larger saltwater fish that didn't come in well in the first place, and everybody thought they were done for. And I literally did my best to bring that fish back to life. Like pretty much everything. I was spending my time at home just to figure out how am I going to treat this fish, how I'm going to make sure this fish is going to survive. And I had this porcupine puffer once. He got egg velvet at the same time, was almost dead. I quarantined him, had him in there for a week, and after that he got an eye infection.
Oh, the
So
poor
I
guy.
had to like treat him with antibiotics, and I think he had like 6 different things in 2 weeks. And everybody was like, "That thing is done for," and I was like, "No, he's not." So,
Oh my goodness.
and then I brought him back, and he was doing good again, and he got super personable. He was everybody's favorite. And then, of course, when he left the store, I was kind of sad
Didn't
about
mean
it,
to do that.
but I was happy too because I knew he was going to go to a bigger tank.
Right. Well, that's awesome that you brought him back like that. On that topic, real quick, and I want to jump back over and catch up on chat. I've thought about working in a pet store, in a fish store specifically, but I've always been afraid that it would kill my passion for the hobby when it turned into my job. So I commend you and anybody else that can do it for a living, and then still want and have the enjoyment of maintaining tanks at home.
Well, like the worst thing that always happens in a fish store when you work there, and it's something you have to be able to deal with emotionally, is sometimes you get a shipment and it's not going well.
Right.
Like you get in a box of fish and the whole box of fish is not alive anymore when they arrive. And
Yeah.
all you do is just looking at one dead fish after another, and you feel bad about it, but that's just part of this business.
Right. And I imagine that would be difficult because I take it personally. Like if I bring something home, because I have been known to get some sick fish intentionally. Something gets brought into the store that's not doing well, and they're like, "Hey, if you want to take this home and medicate it and bring it back to health, we've got this fish that just came in." I always take it rough if I do get something like that and I can't cure it. So I can imagine that would be difficult emotionally speaking.
Well, as soon as I get the fish in the store, it's my responsibility. That's the way I look at it.
Right.
But if the stuff arrives already dead, then it was a total waste of the fish's life in the first place.
Yeah.
And we lost money in the second place. And it's just, I mean, sometimes we get our money back, but a lot of times you don't, because that's just the risk you take.
Right.
And it's just a bad situation all around.
Yeah, absolutely. So big thank you to Mr. Zen coming through with another super chat for $20. Wow. Says, for Miss Fever, Zen Ginger said, so you don't feel left out. So there you go. Since I disqualified you from the drawing, Zen Ginger and Mr. Zen, the Zens are just amazing. And that they've always been huge supporters, even, super chats aside. They've been phenomenal supporters of me and the channel from the get-go. So I appreciate them very, very much. Let's see. Thank you to the people that are answering questions in the chat. I appreciate you all. I appreciate the moderator team putting in the hard work. And everybody that showed up tonight that's hanging out with us. Thank you very, very much. Let's scroll through here. Priscilla, how are you looking on your subscriber count over there?
Let me see.
I would really like to kick you over the edge there tonight if we can. Figure we've got a lot of people coming in for the giveaway and for having you on here.
I got 2 since you mentioned it.
All right. So if you haven't gone and checked out Priscilla MK Art, go check out her channel. I think you'll like what you see. And if you do, hit that subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate it. You see here, I don't see anything highlighted. Select says the wholesale pricing was nice, but dealing with the people that were rude and didn't care wasn't fun. Yeah, I do retail, not in fish, but I do retail, so I know how that goes with the lovely customers. And It
And
can be
the worst thing you as a customer can do is if you buy fish at a fish store, you have them for about a week and they die, and then you take your dead fish back to the fish store and you basically throw it in their face.
Yeah.
And they want your money back. That's usually the worst thing a customer can do. And that's where it gets unpleasant sometimes, because you have to, it's kind of a fine line you're walking there between selling a living thing, making money, and making sure the customer's satisfied at the same time. Because like if somebody buys shrimp, I mean, we don't guarantee shrimp because we can't control the customer's environment, like the customer's tank. So if the customer does something and the shrimp doesn't make it, I mean, I've tried to cut him a deal on if he tries again. But then sometimes a customer goes and he buys like 6 guppies for $15 and they don't make it, or they die like a month later, and then they come back and they demand the money back,
Right.
or demand new fish. And that's kind of like where it's sometimes rough to be in that position.
Yeah, that would be pretty tough. When I have a loss, I generally never take it back. I'm just happy that our local pet stores are there to be able to use them.
I mean,
Aquaballs, yeah, I did. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but he just asked what the email was. So he confirmed that is in fact his. Like I said, there's just a lot of people, and I'd hate for somebody that is not one of the fish fam to pop in here and take advantage of a giveaway and try and claim something that wasn't there. So that one is confirmed. Sorry about that. Go right ahead and finish what you were saying. I just wanted to confirm it because I saw him asking.
I mean, everybody that works in a fish store probably because they love fish.
Right.
So, and if you as a customer go in there, just try to take advantage of their passion for the hobby.
Yeah, and there's, I work in retail, but fortunately I don't have to deal with living creatures. And generally speaking, understanding the retail side of things, when I have had issues, case in point with the Project Piaba fish, I had a lot of die off, and that made it feel even worse than usual with them being the Project Piaba fish. So I got with Ryan at Seagrass and was like, hey, what can we do? How can we fix this? And now that I've got the fish going into not just quarantine with catappa leaves, but the actual tank having catappa leaves, that's really helped a lot. But I didn't just turn around and go back to the fish store and be like, hey, these died on me. I'm just like, well, I can take the loss. It's not their fault. They're having issues as well. Let's see what we can do together, and get with the wholesaler and find out how we can prevent it from happening for everyone. And also so I can spread the information on here, which is if you're going to buy Project Piaba fish, I recommend you have a tank with Indian almond leaves in it. And if your local fish store is having issues with the fish coming in and dying and just not liking their water, you could recommend that to them as well.
In another stream, you mentioned, Priscilla, that you can ship freshwater fish. Is that something that your store does very often, or? So
I had a conversation with my boss today, and we're going next week to set up our website so we can start shipping things.
Oh, that's awesome.
The first 3 months, it's going to be only plants. Okay. And maybe some smaller dry goods. So we can just find a routine of how we're going to ship and set up and all that stuff. So it's a process, but I mean, we might eventually.
That's awesome. Do you guys know what your website's going to be called yet, or?
Yep, it's exoticaquaticsboulder.com.
I like that.
And that's where you work?
Yes.
So anybody in the area can head over there and make sure they buy some fish.
I don't think anybody in the stream is from Colorado. But if you are, let me know.
And if you do, make sure you say something nice on the what's it called? Yoo-hoo or not U2? Oh my gosh, I'm terrible with names. What's the thing that you like?
Well, they have
saying
like
Yelp.
the Google reviews, and Yelp is another one.
Oh yes, I need more Facebook reviews.
There you go.
So the story of the fish store I'm working at, Exotic Aquatics, has been in business for 38 years. So it originated in New York. And the guy that owned it in New York, he moved to Colorado and opened a fish store.
Oh, wow.
And then he had the fish store for about 5 years, and he sold it to somebody. And that guy ran the fish store for about 32 years.
Wow.
And then my boss now, who is the new owner of the store, he used to work for the old owner when he was a teenager. So when the old owner decided it's time for him to retire, my boss, the new owner, bought the store last year in February. So the store's been in business for 38 years. So
That's awesome. Yeah, that's always nice when you've got a long running store like that. I don't know exactly how long my LFS has been running. I know years ago when it was owned by different people, it was in another location, and then that management moved it. But the gentleman that purchased it, that already had an aquarium maintenance and moving company, that was also he's a hobbyist at heart. But once he purchased it, I mean, it's amazing. Which anybody that watched the live stream from that meetup, got to see all the setups that he has, and he's constantly renovating and adding things. And I love it when good people run fish stores.
so the previous owner, he was pretty old school, and he didn't even have he only had a landline. He would do all his fish orders and all his dry goods orders over phone. So we haven't had that Facebook page for that long. That's why we really do need the reviews, because there's another fish town another store in the same town that's like less than a mile away from us, but they got on the internet like 3 years ago. So they have like 5 times the reviews than what we do.
Gotcha.
Because of that.
I'm going to have to order some plants when you all start shipping, just so I can leave a legitimate review on the Facebook.
That would be awesome.
Chewy LTD is asking what fish, let me just say, at Fish Room Fever, what fish that Priscilla MK Art that she does not have now would like to keep, and the reason why.
I would love to have a Japanese dragon eel.
Oh, yeah, that's the like $900 one, isn't it?
In like $1,200.
Yeah, she's like, 900 where? I want one. I'll buy it now at $900.
Like if I get lucky, I can get them for like $700. But yeah, it's a bucket list fish for me for sure.
And that's always nice to have. And I guess the reason why being that it is rare and expensive, and just an absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's like, just look at it.
Yeah. So Fishy Fun 57 says, Priscilla, do you have any information on Carpo knives, like what can be combined? He's 2 years in with convicts. Thanks.
On what knives?
It says Carpo knives. I'm wondering if it was supposed to be clown knives? Maybe? Fishy Fun 57, if you want to verify what you were asking about. I'm going to try and skip through here because I see Mr. Zen is covering the top of the live chat here in colors. I do want to say real quick, Amber Big City Bettis, thank you for answering the questions in the chat. I appreciate that. Let's see.
She's an awesome fish keeper too.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. That just jumped on me. Let me get back up here, and that way I can get down to Mr. Zen there.
Yeah, bad trivia team would be James and I versus you and Amber.
Yeah, you probably lose.
That we would lose so bad.
I know.
I'm just here to be a smart aleck and look pretty with a beard doing it, you know. Dragon Lair says, Fish Room Fever, the 2 guys who work in our local Petco were both customers of mine when I had my store as kids. They keep fish because of me. And see, that's awesome. I'm huge on trying to get the next generation into it, because if the passion dies with us, then what's going to happen, you know? So that's really cool, Dragon Lair. I love that, and thank you for that because that helps keep the hobby going.
Somebody asked if exotic aquatics is a chain. So it's not. It's just like early 90s. If you open a fish store in the early 90s, exotic aquatics was a really popular name. And there's still on the East Coast a few exotic aquatics stores left because they kind of show to people that it's a fish store.
Gotcha. Mister's in with the $20 super chat, and I see another one up at the top of the board that'll be down below. I'm going to owe him a big sloppy kiss at this point. It says $20 super chat. The Zen Ginger said she wants margaritas after that steak dinner. Hello, Ed and Priscilla. And waving. So thank you for that, Mr. Zen. Let me see. Poor Bob says he had to catch some fish at the pet store earlier that the lady was killing them. That's horrible. Yikes. I've caught some fish at the pet store before, but it wasn't because they were doing anything wrong. It was because they were so busy. And I'm like, you just go ahead. You got 5 other customers. I'll go ahead and net them out. And you can validate it and, bag them up and all that. But
I do that to some customers.
Yeah.
You should ask Amber. I made her catch all her fish when she came to my store.
And that's the thing. I'll go hang out down there for 3 hours sometimes, and just talk to him about stuff, talk business, talk fish, talk YouTube, things like that. Let me see. And then Fishkeeper Cole asked Mr. Zen to donate $5 for him, and I point that out because Mr. Zen turned right back around and donated $10 in a super chat. Says from Fishkeeper Cole. So thank you to both of you, Mr. Zen. You got me speechless. Thank you. I don't know what else to say. The whole community is amazing. I never expected the super chats, even after I got monetized. That was more about having the standing, I guess you could say. So if I did pursue a company or talk about getting maybe a product for review, I could at least say I was a monetized channel. But the support that you all have given has been phenomenal and it's very much appreciated. So thank you very much for that.
Priscilla, you've been to a lot of different events. What would be your favorite one?
I would say Aquashella, Dallas, for sure. Yeah.
And are you going to be there this year? Sorry, Ed.
Yes.
Is there anything super that's fun to do at the nightlife?
I don't remember.
Yeah. So it was just definitely a good time.
Yeah, no, it's always a good time. It's usually like, the nice thing is, during the day at the event, there's like 500 cameras, right? Because everybody's a YouTuber at the event. So,
right.
No matter where you look, a camera is pointing at you. But then as soon as the event is over and we go for dinner, everybody puts the cameras away and we just get to have a good time. Usually.
Yeah. And that's what I loved. The meetup we had, I guess like 2 weeks now, here. That was the coolest part, was just getting to hang out and eat lunch and talk to everybody. I didn't get to do as much of that with trying to have a functional live stream that I will have a better one next time. But that was the most enjoyable part for me, was just the hanging out and talking. Chewy LTD says the oldest in Calgary has been done by a few YouTubers that dates back to the 70s at Fish Room Fever, Picer's Pet Emporium. I will probably have to ask you that name again. That way I can go search for it and check those out. And then the Zen Ginger coming through with the $1 poop emoji. Thank you very much for that. You are the stuff. I'll say that. We'll keep it family friendly. So thank you very much for sending that, Zen. Chat just jumped on me. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. I saw a couple highlighted things that went by. Once again, plugging Priscilla's YouTube channel. If you haven't gone and checked it out, go check it out. If you like what you see, subscribe. She's really close to 1,000 subscribers, so that would be really cool if we could push her over the edge.
Ooh, 2 more. Almost there.
All right. Yeah, I think we can do it by the end of the night. I may have to start holding back on giveaways you know,
I'm
until
gonna
we get
actually
that
put
1,000.
out a video tomorrow morning,
Oh, nice.
so that might help.
So Griffin Fishroom is asking, what's a good fertilizer for planted aquariums? I have not used it, but I will say I've heard wonderful things about Easy Green from Aquarium Co-op, and I'm sure Candy will drop a link for that. I think that she's probably got that URL burned into her brain at this point. That being said, I've not used it, but I've heard wonderful things from so many people about it that I feel confident in recommending it. I actually have not really used a lot in terms of liquid fertilizer. I tried the Aquion liquid fertilizer, didn't really care for it. And I talk about that a little bit in the video that I filmed today. I actually ended up doing a 48-minute video after it's all edited, which is ridiculous for me, but a lot of people have asked for the longer videos. But I completely redid a fully planted, heavily planted tank. And I talked a little bit about that. I'm going to be using root tabs in there because I have noticed some deficiencies, which is why I redid it. I had a beautiful Amazon sword that was about 12 inches high and about that big around, and it just had holes all through the leaves. So I trimmed all the leaves off of it, but the root system on it is like that. It's a big ball of roots when you pull it out. So I know it'll grow back and be fine, but I'm going to be putting root tabs in that tank. Which you all like to.
She's the professional.
Right. Well, that's why I let her go last, because she's going to have the best answer. So I give my little 2 cents worth, and then I let her finish it off with the pro advice.
What was the original question?
Good fertilizer for planted aquarium.
Oh, well, so the Aquarium Co-op Easy Green, pretty easy, right? I think it's a pump per 10 gallons or something. You do it as much as required. I mean, if you have a normal planted tank, which I would say is like a 20 gallon with about 3 to 5 plants, you can probably do it once a week. If you have a tank that looks like Ed's tank, that's like green from left to right, front to back, you probably have to do it every other day. So it all depends on how many plants you have. And root tabs, I mean, they're good for root feeding plants, but they're not really that good for plants that feed out of the water column, like some stem plants and that kind of stuff. My personal favorite aquarium fertilizer is Aqua Vitro, the Aqua Vitro line from Seachem, because I can buy the individual fertilizers and then dose based on what I need, and it's super concentrated, and if you buy a bottle it will last you forever.
That's awesome.
So
yeah, I've heard good things about that as well. I think the one thing that we can all probably agree on is to avoid the Osmocote fertilizers.
yeah, it's not designed for aquarium plants.
Yeah, and can cause a lot of issues. Gnarly Fish Tanks asks, is there a full list of Project Piaba fish? I know there is a spotlight for a few in the list on the site, but no full list I can find. I just wrote that down so I can look into it and try and find that for you. I don't have one, but if nothing else, at this point, I could probably email them directly and find out if they've got a full list. But I do not for sure know a place to point to at this point. If
I wish I could buy some Project Piaba fish, but every time I try, they're sold out.
Yeah, and see, I don't know how, but like my LFS, they've usually got a dozen or so options on their order day, and it may just be that where you have a different order day, by the time it's getting to you, they're gone. Because I've seen everything from the marbled hatchets to bleeding heart tetras, rummy nose tetras, of course, cardinal tetras. A lot of different stuff. Jaguar catfish, which I finally got in. They got it for me, and it didn't make it through quarantine. That was before I had the catappa leaves. I shed a tear on that one a little bit. So again, I'll recommend, if you are getting Piaba fish, put them in a tank with catappa leaves. That has gone from like a 5% survival rate to a 100% survival rate for me.
I can look if you want right now.
Absolutely. And again, I will say what works for me may not work for you. But like I said, I've gone from about a 5% survival rate to 100%. with having Indian almond leaves in the tank. But GTA Aquatics and Early Fish Tanks. I've got your name written down as along with that question. That way I can get the information and get that to you. Oddball Aquatics has joined us. Hey, Haley, how are you? Let me see. We are going to do another giveaway. We'll give away a piece of merchandise here in just a moment as soon as I get to the bottom. Dragon Lair says, by the way, both those guys are in their late 30s now at Fish Room Fever. I say that's so cool. You know, you had them in there as a kid. Now they're in their 30s. And, you know, they're in the hobby, and that's awesome. And they're passing it on to the next generation. Amber, thank you again for answering the questions in the chat. I appreciate that. Young Fishmaster says, at Fish Room Fever, have you ever been to Uncle Ned's Fish Factory? I live near there and want to go. I don't know where that is, but I have not been there. I don't know if it's somewhere reasonably close to me. If that's not too far of a distance, I'd love to drive and check it out. Sounds like it would be fun. Just the name in and of itself sounds cool.
All right, I got the list, the current stock list of Project Piaba.
Nice. How many do you have on there?
So it's Red Tail, Stornella Pleco L114, Flameback Bleeding Heart Tetra, Red Tail Pleco again, Lemonfin Pleco L305,
Nice.
Jaguar Catfish,
Mm-hmm.
Talking Catfish, Agassizi Corridora, Bleeding Heart Tetra, Cardinal Tetra, Raminos Tetra, and Toucan Tetra.
Nice.
And that's it.
It's a decent little selection.
Oh,
Those
that's
are-
quite
Is that at your store?
expensive. No, I'm just looking at Seagrass Farms.
Okay.
Gotcha. Sand Creek Aquatics says, at Fish Room Fever, I'll buy 2 teas if you'll give extra away. The only issue I have there is when you buy them, I literally only make 46 cents off of it. So as much as I appreciate the support, it doesn't actually cover. And it's not that I care to give them away. It's just this week I literally have a budget to stay on. And with giving away stuff, and then Valentine's Day, and it was just my mom's birthday, and it was just Miss Fever's birthday. It's just financially not viable for me to give away 2 more pieces of merchandise. We will be having more giveaways, but I don't have the finances to give away another $40 worth of merchandise in addition to what I'm already giving away.
Like James and Priscilla both said, Teesprings pretty much takes 95% of the profit. So, but James has talked about he wants to try to eventually make his own, and then he'd be able to do things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. My goal is to find some place where I can just get it screen printed there, and then I can just ship it from my house. That way we can cut Teespring out. But
I
when
do have a silk screen press.
Oh, hey,
Hey.
we might have to do some talking afterwards.
And look at this. I got like 6 of these.
Holy cow.
Nice.
That's
So-
awesome.
And I got ink. I got everything I need to make t-shirts. I
So-
even got t-shirts.
Yeah, you and I are going to have to do some talking.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fish Caper Cole, thank you for pushing the likes. I appreciate that. Hold on, chat jumped on me. I'm trying to get caught up real quick, and then we'll do the next giveaway. Hello, Diana. I appreciate you showing up. There we go. I know I had a couple of highlighted things. Let me get back up here. Sorry. Try and get caught up real quick. Miss Griffin saying hello to everybody that was highlighted. All right. So the next thing that I need to address, get back down to it. Aquarium is maintained by Andy with the $2 super chat. It says my dollar $2.98. I appreciate that very much, Andy. Always a supporter, and I always appreciate you having in here with or without the super chats. Good to see you, my friends. Thank you for that. We had a couple of highlighted comments. There's one. Chewy LTD says, the knowing of what chemistry is involved to help plants grow, very similar to corals at Fish Room Fever. Yeah, absolutely. I I've been blessed in terms of my plants that I haven't really had to do anything. I've literally I've got them planted. I haven't added any fertilizers, and just good lighting. And I've been able to propagate enough to fill a lot of tanks just off of what started out as one tank. And of course, Ed gave me some guppy grass that is just, it grows amazing.
That's Haley's guppy grass.
Yeah, that's to say, yeah, the stuff he got from Haley is getting spread all over the country, and it grows so wonderfully well. Hey, Ro, let's see, there was another highlighted one. GTA just says, thank you, sir. You are welcome. As soon as I get that info, I'll send it to you. Multi-tank addiction. Chris says, seeing a lot of new names at Fisher Room Fever. Yes, absolutely, and I am loving it. I'm glad we've got more people coming into the community. Supreme Gecko says, quick thank you for the wonderful shout out the other day. Absolutely. You've got an awesome channel, and I know we've got some people that are interested in those things. He keeps isopods and reptiles. So really cool channel. A lot of us in the fish fam are in isopods. I'm not, but you know, I loved roly-polies as a kid, so that's got to count, right?
Priscilla, do you have anything other than fish? I mean, we know you have
a leopard gecko.
Leopard gecko?
Yep.
Now, what's that?
It's a gecko.
I mean, I know what a gecko is, but tell us a little bit about it.
Do you want me to go get him?
That would be awesome.
Cool.
Okay, I'll go get him. Hope he's not. He's kind of adventurous.
All right, so Sand Creek Aquatics says $10 super chat here to help with the giveaways. Appreciate that. Not necessary by any means. Like I said, I wasn't trying to. That was not the intent. I was just simply stating that, like on Teespring, I literally make 46 cents off of items. There may be, I think there's one item on there that I make $1, but there's only one. Everything else is like 40 cents to 64 cents. And I did that because I wanted people to be able to get it as cheap as possible, because I appreciate people wanting to purchase it and wear it.
Yeah, and we're kind of dogging on Teespring, or at least I was, that they keep 95%. You can ask for more to make more, but the cool thing about Teesprings is they make anybody's anything.
Yeah.
So, like, if you only want one thing, that's the cheapest and best way to do it. You know, and like, I'm going to make a shirt. Nobody's ever going to want mine but me. So I'm going to buy one for me, and then I'll probably buy one for each one of my nieces and nephews. Because
let me see if I can get it on camera. This shirt, it's not on my Teespring anymore, but it's literally my logo in a wraparound shirt. And this is part of why it's not on there, is it actually cut the R off of room. And even though it's under the arm and it doesn't really, matter, I didn't want somebody purchasing that and being, unhappy with it. But that was one of those that I'm like, hey, it's $23. That's as cheap as I can make it. But I really want one. So I went ahead and made one.
Zoom in.
What a cutie. Hold on a second. Let me get you full screen.
Hold on and zoom in. Thank you.
There we go. Oh,
There he is.
Adorable.
Wow, look at the colors.
He's a fun one.
Now, has he always been super friendly like that?
Not at the beginning he was super shy, but now he doesn't care.
What does he eat?
Worms, crickets, a little bit of everything.
So cool.
Very cool. Real quick, I'm going to roll through the chat while you're showing him and let everybody look at him.
Can we see his tail?
Diana says, thank you, Fisher and Fever. Your channel is awesome. Thumbs up. I appreciate that very much, Diana. Chris with Multi-Tank Addiction coming through with the $5 super chat. Thank you, brother. Says that super chat button kept blinking at me. Yeah, I noticed when they didn't update it, started doing that when other people super chatted. I think it was interesting. But I appreciate you very much. Looking forward to seeing you as well, meeting you for the first time also in Aquashella, Dallas. It's going to be a heck of a time. We've got a really good group of people going, so I'm really, really looking forward to that.
Now, does your pet store sell like dogs and cats and birds and lizards?
Nope, it's just fish.
Moonstone KKK says, Fish Room Fever, the proper term is potato bug. They will always be roly-polies to me.
No,
Always and forever.
He's pretty quick.
He can be.
Does he speak with an Australian accent?
No, but he screams if you hold him too hard.
Oh,
Hold him too hard?
Well, if you like hold him on the top, like not just like let him walk on your hand, but like hold him. So I
I
put
like
him.
the size of his house because it's real easy to find him.
Well, no, he's in a 20-gallon. I just kept this one for the case he gets uneasy, so I can move him back
that's cool.
because he likes to venture, and if he gets on the floor, it's gonna be hell of a time to find him.
He's super cute.
Do they drink water?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the next giveaway real quick because we're already over an hour into it. And we've still
I'm
got
gonna put him
4
back.
things, including.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for getting him. He is so cute. We've got 4 more giveaways, including the one I'm about to do. I'm going to give away a piece of merchandise off of the Teespring. If you see, well, let me phrase it this way. If there's something on there that you would like that's not on there, because I've basically at this point just got requests, let me know and I can make it for you. So case in point, like I've got a female tank, but I don't have a male tank top. Something like that. Again, the restrictions on that being you're eligible to do the drawing anywhere in the world. But if I go to ship it and it's going to be like $30 to ship it, I can't do that. But most places I think will be, less than that. It'll be more than standard shipping, but I'm okay with that. So let me go ahead and get this pulled up real quick. Add my screen share.
Yeah, no, he's in a 20-gallon long.
Awesome.
He's right there.
All right, so let me go through and get everybody requalified real quick.
Do you have to put the hashtag in again, or is it still from?
No, it should still be in there. It says we've got 70 eligible users.
Wow, that's great.
So let me scroll through. I think the reason they're getting removed from eligibility is because it has a timer on here that I can't seem to turn off, and the max I can put it to is active in the past 15 minutes. So if you haven't been active in 15 minutes, it marks you ineligible.
So do people just have to like say hi or something in there? And
I guess, but I'm just going through real quick and making sure everybody's eligible. It takes a second.
Hi, Priscilla.
What?
Priscilla's cool.
All
I'm
right.
just saying that people could type in the thing to.
I want to make sure I have not missed anybody. Going back through here. That's Miss Fever. She's already gotten her super chat from the Zins. She's not eligible. All right. So we're going to roll it. And the winner is Moonstone KKK. So thank you very much and congratulations. If you will send me an email, fishroomfever@gmail.com. Just send me something with some sort of, not password. What's the word I'm looking for here? My mind has gone blank. Something that you can repeat in the chat after I've gotten your email, just so I can confirm it's you and not somebody else sending an email pretending to be you.
That's me, by the way.
Yeah, right. All
Priscilla,
right.
can we start asking questions again?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Does your store do you heat all your tanks separately, or do you just keep it like a set temperature?
So we try to keep the store always at 75 degrees. But
And
there is heaters in certain tanks, like African cichlids needed a little bit hotter. Saltwater needs to be at 78. So we try to keep a happy medium, I guess.
Real quick, I wanna fix that. I apparently said Moonstone KKK instead of Moonstone KK. I added an extra K in there. My apologies. The whole stream is demonetized, and I'm getting banned from YouTube. Oh my goodness.
you were just saying 3 strikes.
Yeah.
Let's try again.
3 strikes and you're out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not PC. Yeah, I've never been one to be PC. I think what it is the whole Little John OKKK, and it rolls right out there. And I do that a lot when I'm just reading your name.
What does the KK stand for?
Karate Kid. We're gonna go with that. Yeah, I know. How dare me? Hashtag how dare me? Hashtag shame on me. But I don't know. For some reason, when I read it, I always think of the Little John OKKK, and it just rolls out.
I'm going to
Anyway,
say it probably
sorry,
means
go ahead. I just saw that pop up in the chat and wanted to address it real quick before people started. Bad
Moonstone.
enough, I'm a
Kid.
hillbilly with a beard and my teeth are fake. They're going to, God, he's a racist.
But you wouldn't invite me in that case.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you guys do water changes? Is it all one, or do you have to do each tank separately?
Every tank is ran on its own. So it's
Nice.
each tank has it's a lot of water changes, but it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely, because that keeps things from spreading through a system.
Yes,
How
and
do
I make everybody, including the boss, and if they don't, they're gonna be fired, including the boss, dip their nets in my sanitizing bucket every time they go from tank to tank.
Nice.
And if I catch somebody not doing that, they're gonna deal with me being feisty.
There you go. So do you use like jungle net soak, or what are you using your
Vinegar?
sanitizer bucket?
It's kind of a secret formula.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. Have you used jungle net soak before? I asked because
Yes,
use
I don't
here.
like it.
Have you used vinegar?
No. No, I do usually 5-gallon bucket to fill it 3/4 with hot water. Add a handful of aquarium salt or marine salt, one or the other, and then add a cap of XX. Add a cap of what's that smelly stuff called again? Brain fart. The API stuff that smells so good.
Quick cure or stress coat?
No,
The
Piaba Fix.
Okay.
Piaba Fix. Add a half cup of Piaba Fix and add half a spoon of erythromycin.
So you're medicating it too. You're just making sure you eradicate anything that could touch it.
Yes. I'm really paranoid when it comes to cross contamination, because one time, like 3 months ago, I had to deal with the angelfish virus.
Didn't realize the cat was up there.
Yeah, so 3 months ago, I dealt with the angelfish virus and lost about $2,000 worth of discus.
Oh my goodness.
And I wanted to make sure it's not going to spread to the angelfish or any other South American cichlid.
Absolutely.
So I was a little paranoid. Still am, but you know.
Well, I'm a novice. What's the angelfish virus?
It's basically, it affects discus or angelfish, and it's basically like fish AIDS. It's kind of like you can't cure it. You only can treat the symptoms, and the fish either will pull through or will not. And there's about a 95% chance that the fish won't pull through. And in like discus fish, they start getting really skinny. They start getting dark spots. They start getting all the symptoms at once. And you just treat the symptoms and hope for the fish to pull through. It takes about 6 weeks. And most of the time, they don't pull through. And it can spread, and it's really easily to spread to other fish. So.
Oh, gone. That stinks.
Yep, and that was a lot of discus. I mean, if I say $2,000 worth of discus, that was like $2,000 worth of retail discus, not wholesale price.
That's crazy.
But we still lost a bunch of money. And
I'm
a lot
sorry
of
to hear that.
And of course I had to break the tank down. I had to like bleach the tank and all that stuff. And then reset it, cycle it again, not being able to put fish in there for a while. And I'm still, to this day, there's no angelfish or discus going near that tank.
I don't blame you. Real quick, I just want to try and catch up in the chat real quick. Mr. Fisher says, sorry I missed you at the club meeting today. Yeah, Brad, I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I do intend eventually to get to one of the club meetings down there. But I'm sorry I didn't get to see you today. Air Fish Team says, at Priscilla, do you run dehumidifiers in your shop? If not, how do you combat the constant humidity in a fish store?
We don't, and it's Colorado. It's dry as hell.
There you go.
I don't have to. It's like, I think right now in my room, it's about 20% humidity. So.
Well, you can't go wrong there. I have horrible humidity problems here in Tennessee with all these tanks. Dragonlair says it, Priscilla, have you seen David Kaufman's video on leopard geckos in the wild in Australia?
No, I did not. I should go watch that later.
Looks like Redfish Bluefish is back. And of course, the chat jumps on me when I finally get. All right, there we go.
Hey, I found some original art for sale.
Oh, nice. You want to show us?
Yeah, so you can email me if you want to buy it.
And again,
Want us
for
to do
those
an
of you
auction?
that haven't, we could do that. For those of you that haven't checked out Priscilla's YouTube channel, go check that out. And if you like what you see, subscribe.
I got one picture you can auction off. I totally forgot about, and that was kind of popular. And it's this one.
Oh,
Wow,
that is gorgeous.
It's the
That is
cover
a
of
great
the Fish Fam calendar from last year, I think.
That is awesome.
There we go.
Well, are you cool at doing an auction?
If you want to auction it off, yeah.
You could do that.
I'll
Let's
start the bidding. I'll say 100. We'll start the bidding.
Hold on just a
100
second.
on
Let's get to the bottom of the chat real quick.
So let me just, before you start an auction, it took me about 20 hours to draw this.
Holy cow.
So, I'm just
Maybe
putting that out.
we might not get the price limit.
The reserve, yeah, that's what I was thinking. The reserve
have a
might not
reserve?
get met.
So, I mean, let me see how big it is.
And I'm trying to find it. There it is. Bob Kaler from Kaler's Aquatics with the Bob Kaler trademark cheerleader $10 super sticker. Bob, I appreciate that very much. Always good to have you as a friend, and thank you very much for the support.
It's 8 by 12.
8 by 12. That is gorgeous. So thank you very much, Kaler's Aquatics. Again, another real quick, another good channel. My Cortana just started on the computer. There we go. Let me get rid of that. Go check out Kaler's Aquatics. He's got 1,000 subscribers, but he's working on his watch hours. He's got some amazing content. He's got like 400 videos, if I'm not mistaken. Lots of cool stuff. So he's definitely got some things that are worth a watch, and he could use the watch time.
Oh, wait, let me show you the other stuff too while he's talking.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you want to show stuff that in here, well, I think I should be able to do this and everybody still hear me. So
the reflection's killing it.
It does, but that
I
is
have it in my
gorgeous.
portfolio.
Arapaima. I can't say it.
Arapaima. Yeah.
Arapaima.
Does that work?
We've got some big ones here at the Tennessee Aquarium.
Arapaima. Oh, that's old. That's what I did before I liked fish.
Oh,
That's awesome.
neat, though. I love that. That would be
That's
an
nice.
awesome like wraparound tattoo on like the forearm or.
Oh my God, it would.
That's like 2012.
That is super cool.
Then here,
The rhino.
rhino.
I have a story about a rhino, but it's not family friendly, so I'll have to tell you guys later.
Here's I wanted to be American, so I needed to draw this.
Oh, I love it.
That's awesome.
That, and it's got so much depth to it. It almost looks 3D. The way that you did the feather work is phenomenal.
There you go. Then what else do I got in here? I hope I don't have anything in here you're not supposed to see.
You're like, well, they've already.
It's hard.
It's funny. I double checked, and I'm assuming it was the whole Moonstone thing, but they already demonetized it. Or they put me on limited monetization with no ads permitted.
Oh.
So of course I clicked please review. But
And here's a bee.
that's super cool.
That
The
is
detail work you do is amazing.
Okay. If it can focus. Those are 11 by 14, so they're fairly large. a panda.
Oh,
Man, it's amazing.
Oh, the fish tube poster art. That belongs to Mr. Rob from Flip Aquatics, so that's not for sale. Oh, that's like 2010 or 9.
wow.
That's old. Like old.
Your line work is something else.
Poster for Aquashella Dallas. Original art. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of the fish fam that are art fanatics. I've got art from a good portion of the artists in the fish fam. I need to add yours to my collection.
So I did for Aquashella Dallas, I did 2 posters. One for freshwater, tropical, and one for saltwater.
Now, did they make a whole mess of these things and they were there to buy, or?
I think Jason printed like 1,000 posters of each. And
Oh,
we gave
cool.
them away at the fish tube booth.
Jason's birthday was 2 days ago.
Some people should have this hanging in their fish rooms or somewhere in a drawer under their bed or something like that.
I just want to say you've got tons and tons of compliments coming from the chat. Too many for me to grab them all.
So here's that's all the original art I own. That's a sketch of a koi. I did that on a live stream. I did that in like an hour and a half, so that's why it's
Oh my
not
goodness.
that detailed. Here's one of my favorite animals ever.
I love octopus.
Yep. A dragonfly. A
I love
stir-fry
dragonflies
koi.
too.
God, I'm so bad with this camera. There we go. A stir-fry koi. Panda koi. I used that as a logo a while ago, but got tired of it. Bluegill. I think that's it. Yep, that's it.
Now, are all those pieces for sale, or just text or email you and see?
Yeah, basically. Oh, and before I was into fish, I would make these little dolls out of yarn. I don't have any right here right now, but I also would draw like little sketches of it.
Oh, wow. Those are awesome.
That's cute.
And then that one's kind of embarrassing. Just stuff like that.
Oh, those are adorable.
Yeah, and I would make these little yarn dolls, but of course I don't have one right here anywhere.
So everybody is just in love with your art in the chat. And Moonstone, I did get your email. I will get with you through email so I can find out what piece of merchandise you would like me to get shipped to you. Oh my goodness.
2013.
Wow.
That was a portrait for somebody.
That's awesome.
And they never picked it up. But
Well,
they paid me for it, but they never picked it up. So 2013, that was 7 years ago. I'm sure the girl looks different now.
Yeah, no, Moonstone, you're fine. I'll just stick with calling you Moonstone. That way I can avoid it because, like I said, the song literally, yeah. So we'll leave it at that. But it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. Jessica Taylor wants to know if you're going to sell art at Aquashella Dallas, Priscilla.
No, I did at the first aquatic experience. And at the fish tube booth, and I had to be at the booth all the time. So, and it kind of like ruined the experience, if that makes sense. So, because I like to run around, talk to everybody, film stuff, And if I'm selling art and I'm not there, then that's not good.
Sure.
But I can I'll do another poster or something.
There we go. All right, so it looks like my the changes I made to Nightbot are in effect because I see lots of emojis from Young Fishmaster, which is cool, but you didn't get banned by Nightbot, so I'm glad to see that. Or timed out by Nightbot or yelled at.
So if you auction this away, I'll give 50% of it to Project Piaba.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I imagine we're going to set a reserve on it, or you're going to set a reserve on it, I should say. Who wants to run? Who wants to be the auctioneer? I'm not a good auctioneer.
Well, my problem is I only see chat for like a few seconds and it disappears, so I never really can see it. So I don't know what's going on in chat.
Young Fishmaster, you're fine. I don't mind the emojis. I'm just glad to see that when I did make the changes this time that it did fix Nightbot. So you're fine, Young Fishmaster.
How many people are watching?
We have got, let me bounce back over here. It was like 80 or something like that. 74 watching now, 78 thumbs ups.
Wow.
You guys are amazing. Wow. Thank you very much. I'm going to say it's because we've got the lovely Priscilla on here.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Is Derek Meg Guy 44 Meg Guy in?
I don't think he is.
Oh, bummer.
Well, whoever bids the highest wins, right?
Right. But I think what they did on Blackie's auction was if you were going to place a bid, you were required to put the $ in front of it. That way we knew it was people legitimately bidding and not people just throwing numbers out there for the heck of it.
Yeah, you can either pay my PayPal or James' PayPal. It doesn't matter. James
Pay
can.
Priscilla's PayPal. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to send half the money right over to you anyways. And I don't even know. I think I set my PayPal up, but I don't know. The PayPal I use to pay for stuff is actually Shy's. Not that it couldn't go to that, but I don't. I'd rather just go to you. Priscilla, since it's your art and you know how much blood, sweat, and tears you put into it, do you want to be the one to I guess, start the bidding out and then decide if we've hit the reserve or not on it?
Well, Ed bid $100, right?
Yep.
Did you really, Ed?
I did. I'll go. I just left the studio, so now I can't see anything, but I'm typing in.
He's like, I gotta go check my bank account.
Yeah, Kaler's Aquatic says, give a couple minutes before closing bids. Yeah, absolutely. I don't have any intentions. I know there was an issue, I think, in Blackie's where they were like, oh my God, it's X amount sold and nobody else got a chance to bid. All right, so Ed has started the bidding at $100. If you're going to bid, please put a $ in front of your bid. That way we know it is a legitimate bid. And
Should
again,
we put a time limit on it or something so people have time?
Well, yeah, we're definitely not going to run it short. We're not going to, stop it too quick.
I mean, like, how long are we going to stream for?
I've got at least another 25 minutes. I've still got 3 more giveaways to do as well. I need to get on that. So Moonstone has bid $120.
Ooh.
So Candy has offered to, Bob Kaler has come in with a $150 bid. Candy has offered to be in charge of the auction. Candy, I appreciate that very much. Yeah, if you
Candy is the bomb. I need to send her some prints for free.
Yeah,
whatever she wants. Let me know what you want. I got it.
So we currently have a bid of $150 in the chat from Bob Kaler of Kaler's Aquatics, aka Mr. Moneybags is what I like to call him.
Mr. Moneybags.
Love Bob. Moonstone has come back with the $151 bid.
Question: so if the person that pays me pays PayPal, how do I pay Project Piaba?
I would just go to the donation link. I'm almost positive, and I'm going to double check that since Candy's got an eye on the bids. I'm going to double check, but I'm almost positive that Project Piaba has a donation link on their website. But yeah, otherwise, like Ed said, ask Rack because Rack has donated money before to them. So he would know a simple way to do it. So, Bob, I'm stealing Candy's job. I'm just going to hush. Oh, Ed, you were too slow on that.
Shipping on this is about $5. So
What's the bidding right now?
It's at $175. Bob Kaler.
First, I got to be able to see something. There we go.
Where your glasses at?
Oh,
Right
that's
here.
right. You can't see the
Right.
screen, so I guess I do need to update you. I forgot about that.
I shut everything down on my thing, and then all I could see was my screensaver.
That's
But
funny.
while everybody's here, everybody tune into Bob's channel. Last night, I accidentally did a stream over his, and I never meant to do that. And Bob's one of my favorite shows to watch. So definitely go onto Bob's channel and watch it. I would have rather been watching Bob than talking myself.
Absolutely. Bob is amazing. A pillar of the community, as we all say. And just a cool guy in general. And again, he needs some watch hours. So current bid is still at, oh, no. Moonstone has come back with a $181 bid, which is currently the high bid. And in terms of Project Piaba, Priscilla, on their homepage, they've got a donation link at the top right.
Okay.
And then you can, they do have the option to give an amount other than what they've got in the standard. So you could type in whatever amount.
No, but with the time limit, I more meant like how.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. If you get to a point where you decide that, hey, we're going to give you 2 more minutes or whatever, we'll let you call it out since, again, it's your art. Your time that was spent on it, and you're giving half of that to Project Piaba. So we are sitting at a current bid from Moonstone of $181.
I forgot I still had this piece of art. Oh, I think I put it on my website for sale as an original. Let me see what I put price-wise on there.
Can somebody give Priscilla a link to her channel?
Can somebody give me a link to my own website?
Right. Here, let me do this. I don't know why I didn't do that sooner. I've got you on solo layout. That way people can get a better look at it. Get my chat pulled up so I don't miss anything. Bob Kaler has come back with the $200 bid. Do we want to, I guess, instate like after a bid comes in 2 minutes or something like that, and then it's closed?
I would say so.
Okay.
What is it, 60 seconds?
You want to do 60
or 2
seconds?
minutes?
Well, and there's a slight delay. Let's do 90 seconds. We'll split it down the middle.
Hey, whoever wins this, I'm going to include something extra.
All right. So I'm going to get a timer going.
Is your gecko the extra?
No, I like him.
I'm going to go ahead. Current bid is $200. I'm going to set it at 1 minute since we've been talking a little bit.
Let me go see what I can add to it.
Gotcha. We've got 1 minute on the timer. Moonstone has come back with 210. Let me set the timer back. Cancel. Minute and 30 seconds on the clock. Kaler has come back with $250. Let me reset that and start. Minute and 30 seconds on the clock.
And look at this. I got the calendar.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, very nice. Mr. Zen out of nowhere comes in with $260.
I have to keep the calendar.
I am going to reset, and then after this, after the next bid, which is Bob Kaler comes back with $265, I'm going to move it to a 1 minute timer. So there we go. We've got a 1 minute timer going. Bob Kaler, current high bid, $265. Again, you get an amazing piece of art. What was I saying? Oh, sorry, I was reading the chat at the same time. And half of it, Priscilla is going to donate to Project Piaba. Sand Creek says, I'm out on bidding, but needs to be in $5 increments. I'm not going to instate that. simply because we didn't say it from the beginning. So I don't think it would be fair to change the rules mid-game. There's Candy Overhauls, Kaler's Aquatics with $265 current bid with 19 seconds left on the clock. Let me do this so you all can have, which has got to be time delayed, but that way you all know that I'm not cheating. Let me pull it back up real quick, get back in the chat. 265 from Bob Kaler, and
Look, I'm gonna add 2 prints to it.
Bob Kaler has won the auction. Excuse me, $265. Let me dismiss that timer now, so it'll shut up.
I'm too late adding stuff.
Congratulations, Bob. I think Bob has probably got the nicest art collection in the entire fish fam. He's gotten some amazing art. Thank you very much, Priscilla, for offering to do that. Thank you, Bob, because not only did you get an amazing piece of art, but Priscilla's going to donate half that to Project Piaba, which is an amazing cause, a nonprofit organization here in the United States. Yeah, everybody's got a lag on there. But Bob Kaler, you have won. Congratulations. Thank you to all the bidders.
I might go buy a new fish.
There you go. Get you some coral.
No, I'm just kidding. I use it for lunch money.
Right. Okay, you can't go wrong there.
What was the bid?
$265 was the winning bid, says Candy Overhauls.
That's what, 135? I have, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so I am going to go ahead and do another giveaway real quick since we are going on, which is 10:15 at night already. 10:13. So let me get that pulled up.
Is an amazing piece.
That's gorgeous.
Everybody can look at it one last time.
I'm going to have to go visit Bob just so I can snag that from him. Just kidding, Bob.
He'll probably screw it on with,
if you see me walk in with the briefcase when I come to look at your fish, you know why.
Yeah, but are you trying to take his fish or his art?
Watch out for James.
I like Moonstone says, and she forgot she had it. Okay, so let me get a Nightbot.
Oh, cool.
Do you know this guy?
Aqua Pros?
Yeah. It's signed by Aqua Pros.
That's cool.
With a bunch of hearts on it.
Nice.
Ooh.
All right. Let me go through here. It says we've got 88 eligible. So I'm just going to scroll through real quick and make sure that everybody over here is still deemed eligible. And this is going to be for another $25 Amazon gift code. Sorry, it takes a moment to go through 88 people, but as you can see, there are about a dozen people that got marked ineligible, so it definitely is needed. Scroll back up, and then I will hit draw to make sure, because I have had people get immediately checked back off in the last giveaway stream. There's Shy Guy, Miss Fever, in case those of you are looking. All right, so winner is Jim W. If you are here, please let us know.
Woohoo, Jim.
Yeah, good job, Jim.
Jim W., congratulations. If you're here, let me know. Then I'll get an email from you. That way we can validate you, so to speak. We're going to do it Dan's fish style. We'll give it about a minute and a half. If I don't get a response from Jim W., we will roll it again. I have a feeling that my video is stuck because it's not gotten past 84% produced since we've been on the stream. So I'll have to deal with that later. That sucks.
Now, Priscilla, was that piece that Bob just won? Is that on your Teespring? Like, can you get that on merch?
Yes, and as a poster.
Oh, cool.
And as a calendar, I guess. Well, it's probably not available anymore as a calendar.
Is there a? Can you get it like a one of these, like a camera hole protector?
Yeah, I believe not Nola Chain has one.
Oh, nice.
She needs to send me a picture of how it looks. I'm curious.
So it's showing that Jim W is in the chat when I type their name, but I haven't seen anything. Jim, if you can hear us, type in the chat. It says you're here.
And how are you? Oh, I shouldn't ask that. That's a technical question. I'll ask that some other time.
What?
I was gonna ask how you guys find out if people are in lurking or not.
So if you hit @ and then type the first 2 letters, it'll pop up a list of all the people that are in the chat. So then you can click on it. If you're on a computer, it doesn't work on your phone.
If you just type like @
Yep, we're gonna set 1 minute.
or the @ symbol.
Let me pull the timer back up. I hate to do that because it's even showing that they're here, but I'm gonna start a 1 minute timer.
He's probably not listening right now and making like dinner or something like that.
Yeah, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do because it's showing they're in the chat. I'm gonna give Jim until the end of the stream because I mean they're here. It's not like they came and entered and then left the stream. And Ozzy says that he's I wondered if maybe they were in the bathroom. So since I didn't technically state that you had to be in the stream before I did that one, we're gonna wait since Jim is showing us here and watching, and I'll figure that out after the fact.
I can actually see some of the typing right now, or the text going on. Rose here.
Should have probably mentioned that I have a USPS box in my car with about 15 different art prints in it I was going to send to Ed for James, Ed, and Bob. But I was going to add some plants, and every time I think about it, I'm not at the store.
So you're going to send them to me to give to them?
Yes. I was going to send plants
to some too.
You, but I keep forgetting to grab those plants. So...
Well, you were going to get some too, Ed. It wasn't just sent to you for Ed and me or for Bob and myself. It was for the 3 of us, is what she said.
Oh, okay.
Ed thought you were sending it to him just to give to Bob and me, and he didn't get any.
No. I was originally going to send James some plants. And then I had a talk with Ed about Anubias plants. And he sent me a picture of an Amazon sword and called it an Anubias plant. And I said, I'm going to send him an Anubias plant so he knows the difference.
Yeah, I thought about that yesterday. I was talking to somebody else that was shipping me out something. And I was like, I hope that package from Priscilla hasn't been shipped because I certainly haven't seen it. And I've had issues with the past 2 people that shipped to me. Either the lot number wasn't on the printed label or it wasn't correct. So I've had fun trying to chase down the last couple things sent to me.
Yeah, no, it's in my car.
Let me get the chat pulled back up.
I'm off on tomorrow and Monday. If somebody remind me on Tuesday to grab some plants, then I can ship it out.
All right.
I'll debate it. I kind of
here.
feel guilty to remind people to send me things. But it's true that I got it was Amazon's sword, but it was labeled as Anubias. Bob and I were in Nashville, and I said, that doesn't really look like Anubias. And he says, oh, no, that's Anubias. And I even said, well, is this, because it was labeled, they had the Amazon's sword like on the tank. And I said, well, what's and he pointed to this other stuff. And I was like, all right.
How much did you pay for it?
Oh, it wasn't very much. I think it was like $2.99. It was really cheap. It was really small.
For a Anubias plant, I need to go to that store too.
Yeah, it's a neat little store. Bob could probably tell you what town it was in. It's just outside of Nashville. Really small. What I've been slowly doing is I've been writing notes to all the about each store that we go to, and I need to really write a whole little book about every store in the tri-state area because it's a lot of fun.
Oh,
Like, we found one store that has like 12 different types of Shellys down in Atlanta that I'm looking forward to.
At this print, this one, I think this is my most popular print ever.
that's gorgeous.
Like, I did that one like 4 years ago, and it was on a t-shirt and prints and everything.
Rack wore that last week.
Yes. Yep. And that's old too. But I have for the three of you about 15 prints, so you guys have to
goodness.
find it out who's getting what. And please film it while you're on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to come prepared for that fight there. Mickey M says at Priscilla Art at Fisher and Fever, awesome paint work. I think I know many people who would buy Corridorus paintings, and do remember there are a couple of 100 different Corridorus, except for the one and only Corey.
Try this one.
Oh, that's pretty.
Shrimps.
So, Priscilla, how are you doing on your road to 1K there? I'm going to remind everybody, if you have not, go check out Priscilla's YouTube channel. And sorry,
Why did I just put my phone?
go check out her YouTube channel. If you like what you see, subscribe. Bob's trying to bid on your shrimp right there. I think that was the shrimp you bid on. Is that the last one up? Bob's throwing bids in the chat at you, Priscilla, if you're trying to make some more fish money.
For what?
I think it was for the shrimp picture.
Oh. That one's technically NFS.
Not for sale.
Yeah.
Don't we all hate when we walk in the fish store and see NFS on the tank? The Zen Ginger, though, wants to ask about the panda art. Is it for sale? Didn't see it on the website. Just email you or what?
The panda? Who? What? The Sand Ginger? Yes,
Yeah.
email me.
There you go, Zen.
So, Priscilla, when did you get into art? Like, has it just been a childhood thing, or when
As
did
soon
you?
as soon as I was able to hold a pen.
Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Depends on what I'm doing, but if I draw, it's right-handed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Caleb's saying if you just type one thing in the chat and then leave, it still works. That he's most likely gone. I don't know that that's the case. I'm not saying you're wrong. Just saying I don't know that. I don't think that's the way it works because I've had, and actually I know that's not how it works. I can promise you it's not how it works because I forget who it was, but the very first person in the chat, they came in and said hello. When I went to at them, it would not let me because they weren't in the chat at the moment. They had bounced somewhere else before the actual stream started.
Oh.
So yeah, and even Pam saying, yeah, that's not how it works. But yeah, no, I actually tested that without even realizing I was testing it because I started to say hi to somebody that had said hello in the chat, and it wouldn't let me do it.
Hey, you said you got demonetized, right?
Well, it went from green to yellow, and it said that it's limited monetization with limited or no ads able to play.
That means I can vape.
There you go. Go for it. Yeah. I might as well light a cigarette at this point. Did you pull up your subscriber count?
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna upload the video tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
And after I upload that video, I will send James a screenshot of how many
Okay.
I got.
Did we make it?
Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. I'm kind of holding back on these last two little giveaways because I want people to subscribe to you.
Maybe. I mean, if everybody want to see the video, they have to subscribe to my channel anyway, right?
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and give away the last piece of merchandise. I will go through all the rules real quick. For the piece of merchandise, you can enter from anywhere. If it turns out that it's going to cost me like $30 to ship it to you, I can't really do that. So I'll contact you and let you know, if you maybe want to split the shipping if it's something crazy or if you want me to give it to someone else. It will be your choice of merchandise. If you see something that's not available that you would like, case in point, I have a female tank top but not a male. Let me know and I can add that for you.
Oh yeah, a tank top.
And you need to be in the chat to win. We're throwing that out there right now. So let me get that pulled back up. Do my screen share here. It looks like we currently have 80 people watching, 90 thumbs up. Thank you very much. And also, I appreciate the 2 people with thumbs down. You all matter too. So
You should make sweatbands with
Right.
the little Fish Room Fever sticker right there and make it like a rubbery sticker.
all right, get my screen share. Screen share. There we go.
Those 2 thumbs down are probably my 2 biggest fans.
Probably. Well, and that's what I've always said. I said, once you start getting multiple thumbs downs on your live stream, you know that you've made it as a fish tuber. So I'm going to scroll through real quick, make sure all the eligible people are still checked off. It says we've got 94 eligibles. And here's what I'll do. Since it's got the 50, well, see, and I saw Mickey M in here just a minute ago. So I'm going to remark that.
So I gained about 12 subscribers from your stream here, James.
Well, if I remember correctly, the conversation we had, that's enough to put you over 1K. If I remember the number correctly.
How many did you lose for having me as a guest?
Oh, not nearly as many as I lost for having John on as a guest, I'm sure.
Oh, really?
All right. Oh, hey, I'm not screen sharing at the moment. Let me do that real quick. Share it. All right, I'll roll back down to the bottom just so that everybody has live confirmation that I'm not picking and choosing who's eligible. And almost to the top, the only one not marked is Miss Fever. And roll it. And Vinoxky's Tanks, you have won a piece of merchandise if you are present and would like it.
Wow, he has like a really cool looking symbol there.
He does. I think he's changed it recently, if I'm not mistaken. I thought it used to be something else. I could be wrong, because there are so many people. And come on. I know you've got to be here, buddy. Showing you're in the chat.
Oh, Blackie's here. Earlier, I was about to say hi to Ro and Dan Slee, Blackie, Fishkeeper Cole. We're all in the house, and we appreciate you. And we appreciate everybody else that's here.
Thank you.
We're going to give him just a minute just because I've been in the chat and won before, and I literally had to sling my car off the side of the road in Dan's Fish because I was about to get disqualified. So we're going to give him just a moment.
I wonder if I could give James a body. I was making you a dance, James, and you didn't even notice.
No, sorry. I was trying to figure this out because I've got people saying that he's not here, but it lets me add him.
Hey, Andy. Oh, Aquamate.
Passed out from the excitement. All right.
Go Chiefs.
I'm going to give one more minute.
Sorry, man. That's terrible.
And if I don't hear from Vinoxky in the chat, since we did specify this time you needed to be here, so I've got 60 seconds. Let's see, that's weird because I can add him. Like it's letting me add him.
I mean, he was here.
I don't get why it's not letting you all. Or why it's letting me and not letting you all. So 41 seconds. If not, we will roll it again.
Truffle shuffle. What's that supposed to mean?
I do not know. Well, Priscilla, on your days off, what do you do?
Clean my fish tanks.
You never get a day off.
I usually have a routine. Every Friday I get home after work, I usually clean my saltwater tank. Then on Saturdays I do my fresh.
We're gonna roll it again. There's the timer going off. Fish Tropic. Where are you, Jason? I know you're in here.
And I lost chat again. I don't get to see what people are saying.
Come on, El Tropico. There he is. All right. And I know you're you. I've got your messenger, so I'll get with you on Messenger. Let me write you down here, and we'll figure out what you want, buddy. Fish Tropic. I'm still trying to persuade Priscilla to tell us whether or not she hit it. I think she hit it. I want to throw a big party in the chat for her, but I don't think she's going to let us. What? Huh? Yeah.
Hey, can you tell us in Dutch?
Nope. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
Oh, there are other languages. Okay.
I just like to mess with James because
she does.
it's like James, like, it seems like it almost matters more to him than it matters to me.
Well, I like getting people over that final hump.
Probably does.
It probably does. It probably matters more to me than it does to you.
I mean, I appreciate that.
I'm like, come on, people, get this person there. We're that close.
He gets so excited every time I get a person.
I do. I'm like, oh my God, Ed, you got 5 subscribers yesterday.
It's like,
are you watching other people's subscriber count, like when you're at work?
Well, no, I have like, what is it, TubeBuddy or whatever? Social Blade. Blade. So, like, I've got Kaler's Aquatics and Chatttanoga Ed, because those were the first 2 people that I actually met and talked to. I've got them on there. So,
he cares about us.
Yes. I love my East Tennessee fish tubers. I love all the YouTubers, and I love all the watchers and the lurkers and the moderators.
You guys have to come to Colorado one of these days. He'll make it to that KOA camping trip in Montana.
And see, I would like to. I just don't know with Aquashella. It'll depend on when they set the second Aquashella. Because, that's going to be #travel money.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. It is 10:34. I say, are you good until 11? My time? I know you're behind us. It's 26 more minutes.
Or 8:34. Yes.
We could. Okay. Let's say if not, we could kill it in 11 minutes. I do want to say a huge thank you to everybody. We currently have 86 watching, 93 thumbs up. Thank you all very much. Again, a big thank you to the moderator team for handling business in the chat. Congratulations and thank you to Bob Kaler for winning the art in the auction. So I was planning on posting a video earlier today. I filmed it today, and then it's literally, I actually wanted to have it done before the live stream because I mentioned the live stream in it. But it's not rendering, so I'm going to have to post it tomorrow, unfortunately. I think hopefully it renders, but I do have a video coming out, rescaping, if you want to call it scaping. I replanted a 40-gallon breeder. It's very heavily planted.
What plants did you put in?
It's got some green ones and some red ones and some green ones.
Oh,
yeah,
that makes sense.
It's got, well, actually, if you look at the background image, that grass that's there, it's got that in it, and then it's got one of those sword type plants. It's over to the other side where that pleco is.
That looks like Sagittaria and some marble swords.
And then it's got some crypts in it. And then it's got a couple of rhizome plants.
You know what my favorite thing to do is at work? Trolling the customers. So sometimes, especially when on the phone. So, like, example, today somebody called and was like, hey, I'm looking for a fish. And I'm like, well, we do have some fish.
We have a fish.
He was laughing for like 2 minutes. And then he asked if I had shell dwellers. And I said, yes, we have gold ocellaris. And then he almost threw a party on the phone and said he'll be there in 10 minutes. So, yeah, I usually mess with people when they call the store.
That's funny. That is too funny.
What's your number? Or if you could have any Shelly, what do you think is the best Shelly? Now, how about your personal? Plus, what's your best seller?
The ocellaris. For sure.
Just because it's cute?
Yeah, they're little cute hate machines.
And is that also your personal favorite?
When it comes to cichlids, African cichlids.
Just Shellies in general.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, well,
When
okay,
it comes to African cichlids, my absolute favorite African cichlid is the Starry Night.
I have no idea what that looks like.
You should Google it. Looks awesome.
Okay.
What's the scientific name of that fish?
So Mickey M says, do you know who Virgil van Dijk is at Priscilla MK Art, Fisher and Fever? No, I do not, which is probably why I just butchered their name.
Polenii. If I know what?
Virgil van, last name is spelled D-I-J-K.
Who said that?
Mickey M.
There's a Starry Night.
Somebody says, I forget who calls him that.
Ooh, here's a really pretty one.
Gorgeous. Thank you, Candy, for dropping the link to Bob's playlist. John Larson says, just signed into her page. Hope I'm number 1,000. So we're going to congratulate her for hitting 1,000 since she won't admit to it. So we're just going to say she did it because I think she did it because she won't tell us.
I appreciate everybody that subscribed during the stream helping me reach James' goal.
Absolutely.
That's
All
awesome.
right. Let me roll through the chat here.
Oh, Mickey.
Mickey M says, I thought Priscilla was Dutch at Fisherman Fever.
No, I'm Swiss.
She jumped on you quick. I figured that was about to happen.
But you speak Dutch, right?
No, I speak German. German isn't Dutch.
Dutch? You speak of the Dutch?
No, German isn't Dutch. Like, they speak Dutch in the Netherlands. Or, yeah, it's called Netherlands, right?
So I say Guten Tag. Do you have any clue what I said?
German, yeah. Good day. Yeah.
Okay.
But in Netherlands, I call it Holland. They speak Dutch. In Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, they speak German.
Okay.
And I speak Swiss German, which is a dialect of German. And like the Germans speak High German, which is like the written German. Like when you read a book, it's always written in High German. And then Austria has their own dialect as well. Like if you listen to Arnold Schwarzenegger talk, like with his accent, it's a little bit different than mine. So
the Zen Ginger says you're a Swiss miss. I'm going to go ahead and do the final giveaway. It is going to be for another $25 Amazon gift code. Rules being it's worldwide eligibility, assuming that I am able to purchase a gift code for your country, which is most of them. So let me get that pulled back up. And share my screen again. All right, I'm going to roll through, validate that we don't have marked off. Because see, like last time, it was showing that Mickey M was marked off, even though they were active in the chat. Ice Rose.
I think I already asked that, but do you have to put the hashtag in again?
No, just the one time, and it keeps you eligible. We currently have 99 eligible users. I'm going to mark them just in case they've come back into the chat. So Miss Fever is the only one not eligible.
Oh, it's so sad.
That's not sad. That would be a shame if I were to do a giveaway and give it to her. She's got my debit card. She just buys what she wants anyway. All right, we're going to give it a roll. And the winner is Dr. Black 66.
Oh, awesome.
Hey,
Yay.
Blackie, you got to be here. You got to be here, buddy. I know you just popped back in not that long ago.
Is it cheating if I send him an Instagram?
It would be less cheating for you to do it than me.
Or face? No, he's here.
Oh, good. Is he?
He said, "Woo-ha." Or,
Wow.
whoa. No, whoa. He said,
Oh,
whoa.
there he is. All right, awesome. And I know you are you, and I know how to get in touch with you, so I don't need an email confirmation because I've got you on Messenger.
He asked, what did he win?
Dr. Black, you won a $25 Amazon gift code, and I know that I can get one for Australia.
Sweet.
The reason I did $25, in case people are wondering, is because generally speaking, at least in the US, even if you don't have Prime, you can get free shipping on a $25 order. So that way you don't have to spend part of the gift code on shipping.
Well, we have Blackie's attention. Can I ask him a really quick question?
Absolutely, go for it.
I heard yesterday that Australian dollars don't tear. Is that true, Blackie? And then I guess I have to wait 15 minutes or 15 seconds to find out.
That would be weird.
I know, but it would be cool.
It would be. All right, let me get back up here. So as we are kind of winding down, we've got about 17 more minutes to go. Do you have anything, Priscilla, that you would like to, and you probably don't because I'm more excited about your 1,000 subscribers than you are, but I'm going to ask anyways. Do you have a page or anything that you specifically would like to promote to people? Your art, Etsy, something that you're like really trying to drive traffic toward?
So I'm trying to do more art, a little bit more saltwater related, because I've had some stores ask me for art that are saltwater only. Follow my Instagram. I post a lot on my Instagram. It's Priscilla MK Art. And watch my YouTube videos. I try to upload one video a week. I'm trying.
Yeah, she's getting back to it.
And go and say something nice about her on her page, on her her fish store page.
Oh yeah,
Say
order
what
plans.
you're trying to say,
Order plans when we start shipping plans.
Well, see, here's the thing. The plants that you're talking about sending Ed and I, are they coming from the store?
Yes.
So I could legitimately give a review on the site after getting those plants, because the plants would be from the store. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be making it up. So
Yes.
And she's also had fish room tours of her store on her website. So you can literally watch it and say, that was a darn good looking store.
I should update it because so much has changed since the last tour.
real quick, before everybody leaves, I see a lot of people saying goodnight. I'm going to give Jim W. about 2 more minutes, and if I don't hear anything, I'm going to re-roll for that gift card. So if you want to hang out for another 5-10 minutes, we're going to have probably one more giveaway, unless Jim W. has come back.
Oh, I got to
Mickey
give
M?
Bob Kaler. I got to give him my PayPal, right?
Yes. And of course, I haven't said it tonight, but I would appreciate if you all go check out Chattanooga Ed's channel as well. For those of you that are new, we do a Thursday stream every Thursday, the Nocturnal Feeding Show. In the near future, we're going to be moving that over to Ed's channel. So for my regular viewers, you're probably already subscribed to Ed, but if you're not, go subscribe to him. One, he's a cool guy. He's got some awesome guppies and some great videos. And two, that's where we're going to start moving the show over to in the near future. So if you don't want to miss it, go subscribe. Somebody asking, Scott Backer says, Boulder like Colorado, that's close. So there you go, Priscilla. You've got one person close to the store.
How close?
Then,
So one thing I have kind of like, I'm not sure how I should feel about it, is I had in the last 2 months, like 4 people come into the store, take my advice, picking my brain for like an hour, and then at the end they mention, oh, by the way, I watched all your YouTube videos.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great.
And I'm like, okay, why didn't you say that at the beginning?
Yeah, that's cool though.
Did they ask for an autograph?
No, but it kind of puts me in an awkward position because it's like, I don't know, it's weird.
I had one person recognize me at the LFS, and I thought that was pretty cool. They tapped me on the shoulder and like, hey, dude, I loved your live stream with John. And I was like, heck yeah. So.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
No one has ever recognized me, but I get asked about my red beard every day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the red beard's a classic. I will. So I'm going to film the Project Piaba Part 3 tomorrow. I was going to film it today, and then I looked and realized, A, it was 7:30, and I had to stream in an hour, and B, my phone was in the process of rendering, so I couldn't film. But those fish are good to come out of quarantine. I'm going to film it tomorrow and upload it tomorrow. I'm not going to do a voiceover. I'm just going to straight record it, add some background music, and upload it. I may upload it the day after tomorrow, though, because I am going to release the planted video tomorrow for sure, because it's already going to be done. I don't really want to do 2 videos the same day. YouTube gets fussy when you do that. So I'll release Planted tomorrow and Project Piaba Part 3, the stocking video, the day after. Yeah, I've not seen anything from Jim W. I'm going to give it one more minute. It's 10:48 p.m. on my clock. When it hits 10:49, we will do that re-giveaway.
Thank you, Fish Topic. I appreciate that. Because it's a Mia Mario.
Yeah.
It's tropic, not topic. Tropic.
Tropic.
All right. So I'm going to screen share here. And I'm going to run back through, validate the eligibility.
What do you have to do to get on here, just in case somebody just showed up?
It should be scrolling across the screen there. Type hashtag more to come to enter tonight's giveaways. But you're right. I think I did see somebody ask, and I forgot when I was listening to Priscilla. But yeah, if you type hashtag more to come, you've still got probably about 20 seconds before I get through this list and back to the top.
Can I recommend for you somebody to interview?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love for you to interview a dear friend of mine.
Okay.
That's a female. And I'd say she's a pretty big deal in this hobby or in this whole industry.
Okay.
And her name is Big City Badass.
I've talked
Can
to
I
him.
ask you a question? Is she a good dungeon master?
Yeah, I mean.
All right, so we're going to roll it real quick. Well, look at that.
Oh, awesome.
If it wasn't live, people wouldn't have believed it. Bob Kaler, Kaler's Aquatics, won the other $25 Amazon gift code. So I'm pretty sure Kaler's here. That's awesome. That is perfect. We've got. I'm glad that anybody wins, and I appreciate everybody. But I love it when it's people that I see on a regular basis, versus somebody that may not even have been in the fish fam that pops in and just pops in and wins, and you never see that person again. So congratulations to Aquaballs, who won the first gift code, Moonstone, who won the first piece of merchandise, Bob Kaler from Kaler's Aquatics, gift code to you, merchandise to Fish Tropic, and gift code to Dr. Black. Thank you all. I appreciate you, and congratulations. We've got about 9 more minutes here. But no, I would love to interview Amber. I've actually I talked to her on Messenger, and then I sent her a picture of a betta because I was hoping she could tell me what it was, and I never heard from her, and that was like 3 weeks ago. So I think my betta scared her off or something.
No, she's just busy woman.
But yeah, I talked to her. The people that I've talked to that I haven't actually gotten lined up yet are Jess, which she's got a lot going on. Corvus agreed to do one. LR Brett's agreed. My teeth are trying to fall out. Agreed to do one. Bob at some point I think said he'd agreed, but he's got a lot of other people. Talked to JH, talked to Amber. I just need to get times that will work with them. So
She needs to put out more stuff, and I love to put her on the spot.
yeah, well, and I do want to say I do already have one scheduled, and that is February the 22nd. Let me validate that before I say something inaccurate. Yeah, Saturday, February the 22nd, with Mike from the Fish Tank Barn at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be an awesome stream. I know one of the things I want to talk to him about is, maintaining multiple aquariums. Like, I've got multiple fish rooms. He's got the Fish Tank Barn, which has like double what I have. So we're going to talk about just some multi-system management and things like that, amongst other things. So really looking forward to that. I think he may have just left a moment ago. I know he was up in the chat until at least 3 or 4 minutes ago. So if you haven't checked out the Fish Tank Barn, go check him out as well.
Amber, if you want, I'm pretty sure she's doing some type of demonstration at the big fish deal.
She is.
James and I would be more than happy to videotape that for you and give it, all the footage for you for your channel.
Oh yeah.
On it, I just popped up for a second, then I lost my text again, so I can't see what people are saying again.
And she actually talked to me. She had an idea for a project for some content, which I'm not going to disclose, but it's a very, very awesome idea, and I'm looking forward to doing it at the Big Fish Deal. And that may be something. I don't know. See, I don't want to take people's time while we're there, because I know, like we talked about doing a live stream there, since we're not doing our nocturnal feeding on Thursday night because we're heading up that way. But it would be a good opportunity to talk to people, but I don't want to take their time away because I'd rather just hang out, honestly, and then have them as a guest like this. But there are a couple projects in the works for the Big Fish Deal, which I guess I should talk about a little bit. Oh, thank you, Bob. Congratulations. Thank you for your support. And also, again, congratulations on the art. And thank you for not just supporting Priscilla, but also Project Piaba. And thank you to Priscilla for auctioning the art and donating half of the proceeds to Project Piaba. That's very, very cool.
Yeah, I meant to do, another thing. Rack asked me to draw something for Project Piaba.
Oh, cool.
That would be awesome.
And I was thinking, you mentioned RT live stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I didn't want to do it on my channel.
Okay. Yeah, I think we kind of talked a little bit about something like that anyways, where like you could come on and you could draw, but we could still have conversation going. That way you're not feeling like you're ignoring the chat.
Yes.
I would love to do that. I would be honored to have you on doing your art live.
Just let me know when.
Absolutely. And again, thank you for coming on tonight. This has been a blast. I know you don't care about it as much as me, but I'm glad we were able to help you out a little bit. It's just been fun.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for helping me reach that goal.
Absolutely. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Is that what that was?
Something.
Bob donated his winnings to Candy.
Okay. All right. Candy, just let me know. You can just send me on Messenger if you just want me to send that to you in PayPal instead of an Amazon gift card. That way you can put it towards your needs. That offer is specifically for Candy, because I know Candy's got a lot going on, and if somebody would drop the link for her GoFundMe again, that would be great. I can either donate it to the GoFundMe if you prefer that, or I could just send it straight to like your PayPal if you have one, Candy. That way the percentage doesn't get taken out of it from GoFundMe. Whatever you would like me to do. Sorry, I'm trying to get something pulled up real quick before the stream ends because I want to say thank you to all the super chatters. But yeah, Priscilla, I will definitely take you up on that, and I'll talk to you more off stream about when we can set that up. I mean, I've got a million other things I could talk about, but do either one of you all have anything else that you would like to get brought up in this stream before we close it out?
Thank you a ton, Priscilla, for coming. It was a lot of fun.
Well, thanks for inviting me, and I'm glad I made it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we would have waited around for you. Ed and I know how to waffle on, as Sharpies would say. So we would have just kept it going until you showed up.
I got done. I got done at work. I left in time, but then I noticed I gave a friend of mine my debit card to go get lunch for me, and he forgot to give it back to me. So I had to wait for him 10 minutes to come back to the store to give me my debit card. And so I was racing home, and I just barely made it.
Well, I'm glad you made it. Yeah, you were only a couple seconds behind. I started to tell the chat that you would be along shortly, and as soon as I started to say that, you popped up backstage.
Okay.
So I am going to run through these real quick here. For the super chats tonight, thank you. The Zen Ginger, Kaler's Aquatics. Well, here, I'll do the amounts. That way it's fair because there's people that donated quite a bit. Zen Ginger, $2 super sticker. Kaler's Aquatics, 99-cent $2 or 99-cent super sticker. Mr. Zen with the $20 super chat, followed by a $10 super chat. Sand Creek Aquatics with the $1 super sticker. Redfish Bluefish with the $5 super chat. Mr. Zen again with the $10 super chat, followed by a $20 super chat, followed by another $20 super chat, followed by another $10 super chat, followed by Mrs. Zen with the $1 poop emoji, followed by Aquariums maintained by Andy with the $2, Sand Creek Aquatic with 10, Multi-Tank Addiction with 5, and Kaler's Aquatics, last but not least, sir, with the $10 cheerleader super sticker. You guys are awesome. You blow my mind. You leave me speechless. I try not to blush on camera. Thank you all very, very much. I appreciate everybody for showing up. I appreciate the moderators for doing what they do and hanging in there and keeping the chat running seamless as it does, even when I try and screw it up unintentionally, my rambling. Ed, thank you for co-hosting. Priscilla, again, thank you for coming on and thank you for auctioning off your art. I don't know if anybody else is going live, but I do know Chappie's doing his live stream. If you all would like to say goodbye, you're welcome to, and then I will kill it.
Well, thanks everybody for hanging out, and thanks for having me, and it was fun.
Yep. I, just like always, I had a great time, and thank you so much for showing up and dealing with me.
There we go. Well, thank you all again. And until next time, keep your fish healthy and catch yourself a little fish room fever. Bye, guys.